The movie starts with Greg and Haley standing in front of a huge boat. Then comes Tucker, a charming but mysterious man who jokes with them right away. He laughs and says, "You probably won't need 2 mattresses to sleep on." Greg and Haley look confused. He grins and adds, "Because by the end of this trip, we'll all be sleeping with the sharks." They all board the boat, and Tucker starts telling stories. He says, "When I was just 7, I was attacked by a massive shark." Haley stares at him in shock. "You're still alive?" He nods and says the shark injured him but didn't kill him. Haley replies, a bit shaken, "I'd never go back into the sea after that." Later, Tucker throws a diving suit into the water as Haley and Greg get ready to dive, but Haley is nervous. She just saw a real shark swimming nearby. Tucker tries to calm them down. He even sings with them to ease the tension. Slowly, the fear begins to fade. They go down inside a steel cage, but underwater, sharks appear everywhere. Haley starts to panic again. They return to the surface, still breathing hard, but smiling. They survived the dive. It feels good. But suddenly, Tucker pulls a gun and shoots Greg. He falls dead. Haley screams in terror. Somewhere else, Zephyr is shopping at a local store. A man named Moses waits outside. When she leaves, she finds him near her car. He says, "Can you give me a ride? My car broke down." Kindly, she agrees. On the way, Moses keeps talking and talking until Zephyr says, half annoyed, "Would you please stop talking?" But when they arrive at his car, he charges it and they start chatting. They share laughs, and slowly, there's chemistry. They talk about their favorite things. They have so much in common. They even spend the evening together. It's kind of nice. Later, as Zephyr drives home, she pulls over and looks for a key in her bag. Suddenly, Tucker appears again. He smiles, offers her a key, then walks away. Zephyr continues texting Moses until out of nowhere, someone grabs her. A bag is pulled over her head. It's Tucker again. She tries to scream, but he overpowers her. He ties her up, covers her mouth, and locks her inside a bag, then drags her away. Moses reaches Zephyr's abandoned car. He gets worried and starts calling her non-stop. Meanwhile, Zephyr wakes up, tied to a bed. Right next to her, Haley is there too, tied the same way. Zephyr panics. Where are we?" Haley answers weakly, "We're on his boat." Zephyr asks, "Whose boat?" Haley whispers, "I don't know." Both girls try to scream for help, but no one hears them. And now, the real terror begins. But Tucker doesn't respond. Zephyr and Haley begin to bond more, slowly getting to know each other, trapped in this nightmare together. Zephyr tries hard to break the metal cuffs around her wrists. Suddenly, Tucker walks in again, bringing food and water. She stares at him with a cold glare, trying to show no fear. But Tucker just smirks. He says, "I know you're trying to act brave, but inside, you're terrified." He leaves again, and Zephyr immediately resumes trying to break free. Suddenly, Haley starts to feel weak and faints. A small metal wire falls from her hand. Zephyr leans down to grab it, but Tucker returns, catching her in the act. He glares at her. She freezes in fear. Zephyr wakes up, this time tied to a chair. Haley is tied across from her. She cries out, "What are you doing?" Tucker doesn't answer. He starts rambling again about sharks. Suddenly, he lifts Haley up and lowers her slowly into the ocean towards the swarming sharks. The girls scream in horror, but Tucker just smiles. He films the whole thing. Haley is eaten alive. Tucker turns the camera to Zephyr and whispers, "Don't worry, your scene is tomorrow."
I know you ladies don't like playing second fiddle, but...
Zephyr wakes up again, in the same room, sobbing uncontrollably after witnessing Haley's death. Tucker is dancing, drunk, holding a strand of Haley's hair. He places it next to a bloody videotape labeled with her name, beside a whole collection of other tapes. Clearly, he's done this before. Tucker then pulls out a new tape. On it, the name Zephyr. He goes to her room and starts talking again about sharks. But this time, Zephyr fights back. She yells at him, "You're a coward. You're nothing. This is all because your mother hated you. You're not even worthy of being compared to sharks or even the worms that crawl under the sea." Tucker's face drops. Her words hit him like a knife. But then he stiffens and says coldly, "Go use the bathroom. Still a while before you shoot." Once he leaves, Zephyr grabs the metal bucket in the corner. She finds a sharp edge and begins to cut the ropes binding her hands. Meanwhile, Tucker is preparing a syringe. He enters the room, but Zephyr slams the metal bucket into his neck. He falls, and she quickly steals his keys, freeing herself. But suddenly, Tucker gets back up. He chases her, injects her in the leg, but she hits him again and runs toward the distress radio. She screams into it, begging for help. In the distance, a boat appears. Zephyr waves, desperate for rescue. But Tucker returns again. She grabs the camera stand and tries to defend herself. But the drug begins to take effect. Her vision blurs, she collapses, and falls into the water. The police are now searching everywhere for Zephyr after Moses reported her missing. He logs into a beach surveillance app, scans footage of Zephyr's car. Then he spots it, another car, passing nearby at the same time. It's Tucker's car. He searches Tucker's name and discovers he runs shark dive tours for tourists. He keeps calling, but all he hears is, Tucker is currently on vacation. Moses traces his address and heads straight there. Meanwhile, Tucker is buying a new camera. His old one was destroyed when Zephyr fell into the sea. As he leaves the store, he starts watching a new woman walking by. The next victim? Moses arrives at Tucker's boat. He knocks hard, but no one answers. Just as Moses is about to give up and leave the empty boat, he suddenly hears a faint noise coming from inside. Without hesitation, he smashes a window, climbs in, and is stunned to find Zephyr chained up, bruised and terrified, pleading for him to break her free. He quickly dials the police, but before help can arrive, Tucker bursts in, eyes blazing, and violently attacks Moses. The phone crashes to the ground, ending the call. Moses fights back with all his strength, grabbing a wooden plank and nearly choking Tucker with it, until, out of nowhere, Tucker's assistant shows up and slams Moses to the floor. But when the assistant hears Zephyr screams, he hesitates, confused. In that split second, Tucker turns on his own man and stabs him in cold blood. Tucker then drags Moses to the edge of the boat, planning to feed him to the sharks. Zephyr begs to take his place, but Tucker laughs in her face. That's sweet, but I prefer fear over love. As he lowers Moses into the shark tank, a shark approaches. Zephyr screams for Moses to stay still, and miraculously, the shark swims away. Furious, Tucker pulls him up, stabs his leg, and lowers him again, using the blood to attract the big one. Suddenly, a plane passes overhead. Tucker panics and pulls them both inside, worried someone saw. Zephyr, now completely desperate, breaks her own finger to slip out of the cuffs. Tucker returns later with food, mocking her pain, but she hides a piece of metal. When he turns his back, she attacks him, locks him in the room, and rushes to the boat's controls. But Tucker cuts the power again. Zephyr finds a flare gun and fires it at him before running through the boat. He catches her and begins choking her brutally until she blacks out. She wakes up later, tied again, this time hanging above the tank, camera rolling. Tucker talks to the lens, explaining how fear is nature's greatest power. A small shark shows up, but he wants something bigger. He tosses bait into the water. Zephyr grabs the rope and starts swinging, fighting to climb back up. Just as she slips, the massive shark appears. She claws her way up, grabs a rifle near the edge, and just as Tucker spins around to stop her, bang! She shoots him in the chest. He stumbles back, bleeding, and falls into the shark-infested water. He tries to swim, begging for help, but the massive shark charges toward him and rips him apart. Gasping for air, Zephyr drags herself to Moses, still barely conscious. She unties him, cradles his head, and whispers softly, "I love you." The camera lingers on her blood-stained face as they stare at the sunrise. If you love this wild ride, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more dark, thrilling movie stories.